News this morning brought to us by Barong Insurance Agency. Sexual battery charges filed against a former area nurse. That's our big story for 7:30. A former nurse at Great Plains Regional Medical Center in Elk City has been charged with 3 counts of sexual battery in Beckham County District Court. 57-year-old Michael Todd Rawls of Crawfordville, Iowa, allegedly held a position of authority over 3 employees who all reported, among other things, inappropriate touching by Rawls. One of the victims reported that Rawls inappropriately touched her 50 or 60 times while in the process of tying her surgical gown. Custer County Commissioners Monday approved a project agreement with the Oklahoma Department of Transportation for a bridge over Turtle Creek, located approximately 3.5 miles east of Highway 183. District 1 Commissioner Wade Anders discussed the project.
This is a bridge that I applied for where we do that every 5 years, and this one's getting up into getting it to where we can get it on the plan. Thing that this one's going to be a little different than the other bridges I've done is the landowner on one side, it's tribal. And what I've understood on tribal, there's a lot more work you got to come up with.
Anders says according to officials with the project, the bridge could potentially be completed in 2028 or 2029. The message from the Ouachita County Sheriff's Office is slow down and save lives. Sheriff Kevin Rozelle says deputies will continue proactive traffic enforcement to help keep Ouachita County roads safe.
We received the highway safety grant this year, so deputies and reserve deputies can go out for overtime shifts and focus on speed abatement and seatbelt enforcement to try to keep the roads in Ouachita County more safe. Their target areas are based on data provided by the Highway Safety Office on where more accidents have happened historically throughout the county. 54 coming out of Weatherford, heading to the south, 1120, 1140 road, between the highway that comes out of Burns Flat, connecting it to the highway going into Elk City.
Department officials say speed limits are in place to protect everyone on the road. We'll have more news coming up next.
Here's Jeff Barong.
As an independent insurance agent, we are not limited to just one or a few companies. We have got access to most every insurance market out there right here, from our offices in Weatherford and Edmond. We can work with whoever is going to, be able to bring the best coverage and premium situation at any given time to the consumer.
For all types of insurance, it's Barong Insurance, the agency service-built Barong Insurance.
The school year for Weatherford Public Schools is down to its final few days. Superintendent Mark Harmon addressed the Board of Education this week about upcoming graduation.
This Friday we have graduation. It's at 11 a.m. at the Pioneer Event Center at Southwestern Oklahoma State University.
This year, Weatherford Public Schools will graduate 161 seniors. Clinton Public Schools Superintendent Nathan Meggett updated the Board of Education Monday about a new press box at the Tornado Bowl.
What we heard last time they quoted this, the low end was about 1.1, there was a middle end about 1.2 or 3, and the high end was about 1.5 or 1.6. It's 25% more is what I heard when you went from $300 a square foot to $400. To me, that sounds like we can probably estimate that thing's going to be 25% more than we thought. So we're going to try to have that ready to go out and bid in June.
Meggett also says another project planned for the Tornado Bowl is adding another ticket booth at the front. Additionally, Meggett says storage for various sports will be added to the track, as well as a potential concession stand between the track and weight room. The Heartland Cruise Car Show in Weatherford is gearing up for Father's Day weekend. Co-chair Michelle Lee says there is a strict limit on the number of car cruise entries this year.
We are strongly encouraging everyone to pre-register for that because we are having a strict limit this year and we will cut it off at 225 cars. So once we hit that limit, we will shut registration for the cruise down. And we ask everyone to get their registrations early for the cruise.
This year's Car Cruise is a certified Route 66 Centennial event. The car cruise will be held June 19th in downtown, with the car show planned for June 20th at Raider Park. Proceeds from the event support the Weatherford Dare program. Here's state news from the Radio Oklahoma Network.
News from the Radio Oklahoma News Network. I'm Ann Roberts. Prices at the pump continue to hurt consumers while helping fund state government. Capitol correspondent Trey Davis reports.
Tax season gave state coffers a needed boost last month. General revenue collections total $7.1 billion for the first 10 months of FY26. That's $39.7 million above the same period in FY25. Income tax, gross production, and sales tax figures all posted gains above the estimate last month. Regarding gross production, the oil industry tax came in 41.6% above the estimate.
A candlelight vigil is held in Anadarko to remember 2 young children who died over the last week in separate incidents. Families, friends, and community members gathered to remember 6th grader Camden Puin-Ofkett and 5th grader Molly Miller last night. The details around the 2 deaths have not been released. From the Radio Oklahoma News Network, I'm Ann Roberts.
News at 7:30 is service of Barong Insurance Agency. Coming up next, we'll look at local funeral notices after a word from Lee Hometown Funeral Home.
Lee Hometown Funeral Home of Clinton is here for you, offering local, compassionate service with true hometown values. Did you know all veterans receive 15% off any service? And if you've already made arrangements elsewhere, we honor and accept all prepaid funerals and cremations from any other funeral home. At Lee Hometown Funeral Home, you can trust that your wishes will be honored by the people you know and trust. Come to Lee Hometown Funeral Home, where the Lee family tradition continues.
Funeral services for 52-year-old Shancy Deshawn Elwick will be held today at 10 o'clock at the Lockstone Funeral Home in Weatherford. She worked in child care. Graveside services will follow at the Greenwood Cemetery in Weatherford. Funeral services for 86-year-old Denver Woodrow Meacham II will be held today at 11 o'clock at the First Baptist Church in Clinton. He worked as an attorney. Burial will follow at the Clinton Cemetery. Services under the direction of Lee Hometown Funeral Home. Today's funeral notice is a service of Brandon Lee at Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton.